Greetings, chess aficionados. Now we're on to the Petrov's defense, which is the third most common opening after knight c6 or d6. Petrov's defense is black we're going to attack him, he's going to attack us. So this video I'm going to call the copycat variation because, yeah, after we take, which is what I recommend, black is supposed to play d6 and drive us back. There's also the Stafford Gambit, which is very trendy, which I'll go over next video. But here we're going to go over the copycat variation, which is probably you'll see this just quite a bit at the lower rating levels. Yeah. So why is this a question mark? We took it's fine. Why is him taking bad? Well, the thing is, we're white and we have initiative. So yeah, black just can't copy us forever. So here I'm going to recommend queen e2. Not the most kind of standard move. We are blocking in the bishop, but we have a good reason to. So first off, let me just show you some of your opponents, they may go back with the knight. And if they do this, I'll give you a few seconds. Yeah, after knight c6, it's just game over. That's a discovered check on the king. And no matter how black blocks with the bishop or the queen, we're just going to take the queen. So that is unplayable, and that's game over. Another move that's not very good is d5. So now we can play d3. And again, if black goes back, it's the same business. He loses his queen. So that's not playable. So black's only way to try and stay in the game is queen e7, copying us. So we'll take the knight. He takes our knight. And now we can take the d pawn. And keep in mind, if he could take back, it would keep material equality, but he can't. So after he takes, we take. There's not too much to talk about here. We're just a straight pawn up. It'll be quite easy to defend this pawn, even twice if we need to. So we're pawn up, and we even got a lead in development because we got our bishop out ready to come down either diagonal. So that's also unplayable. So yeah, black's best actually is to continue to copy us for now with queen e7. And now this is not a very good line, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't study it because, yeah, I've lost as white in this line. It's you know, a lot of players will kind of specialize in an objectively bad line because they know that the opponent will think it's an objectively bad line, so they won't bother to study it. So okay, so we're going to take the knight, obviously. Now the problem is we don't get to keep the knight. Obviously, we don't want to move our knight now because then we'll lose the whole queen. So, and we don't want to just develop randomly because then black will take back and be equal. So we want to defend that knight, and black will take. So here's the question: should we trade the queens or not trade the queens? So I mean, the queens may end up trading on at some point, but the rule of thumb is if your opponent's queen is badly placed, take with the pawn. If the opponent's queen is like actively placed, go ahead and trade the queens. But here, yeah, we don't want to take with the queen because that's just helping black develop. So we'll take with the pawn. And now knight c6. And yeah, here there's a number of moves to try to defend this pawn. We could play bishop f4. We could play f4. We could also pin the knight. But none of these moves are actually that great. And sooner or later, black will get the pawn back here. Black can play bishop d7. Now, again, he's threatening to take the pawn. And he's also threatening to just castle queenside. And yeah, he probably wouldn't take the pawn yet. He'd castle queenside first. And sooner or later, we're going to lose this pawn. And actually, black is starting to have some compensation here. He's got a lead in development. So yeah. So yeah, we could also defend the pawn with the f pawn, but then again, black will get initiative. So here I'm actually going to recommend go ahead and let black take the pawn back and play knight c3. So yeah, what's so great about this? Well, what's so great is this knight is going to be nicely placed here, attacking this pawn and attacking the queen too, if he lets us. So let's look at some variations. What if he takes with the knight? Here we can attack the knight again. Yeah, And let's say he goes back to c6. Well, here we can just take, and not even take the c pawn. We can just come right in here. And yeah, this is already black's losing at least a pawn. Yeah, he could just castle and give up the pawn straight away, or he could play here and yeah, give up the bishop pair and the pawn. So that is no good. Um, and say if he comes back to attack our bishop, yeah, we can just trade queens and take the pawn this way. So that's not playable. So again, yeah, knight c3 first, and say bishop f4 in reverse. So what if he takes with the queen? This is by far the most common, almost 10 times as often as knight takes. So what if he takes the queen? We can actually take with check, knight takes back, and yeah, now you'll see this often with the queens off the board. Knight b5 has a lot of sting to it because there's no queen defending this square anymore. And now, yeah, black has a few moves he can play here, give up the bishop pair. He can move the king to defend the pawn, or most common, he can check us. And yeah, here after c6, he can safely come back to a5. This position is actually not that bad. Again, black actually has a slight lead development, so we don't want to allow that. So bishop d2 is the move. And again, we're not afraid to lose our castling privileges at this point because it's an endgame. And yeah, so yeah, black takes, and we take. Yeah, now we have a couple of threats. We're threatening here still, and we're threatening to pin the knight. So black actually has to be quite careful. The only move is king d8 to defend the pawn. And yeah, now rook d1. Again, you'll probably never reach this position. I'm going pretty deep here, even though this is like a quite rare sideline. But I don't know, chess is fun. Why not? Why not look deep? Yeah, f6, f4, kicking the knight back, and yeah, I'll stop here. But basically, yeah, we're going to put our bishop here, and we have a slight advantage. The king is more awkwardly placed than our king. Our pieces are more awkward than his pieces. So yeah, and this is basically the very best that black can do if he goes down this rabbit hole. And if he does, very unlikely he'll know all this. But just remember, don't give black initiative. Yeah, if you attack him like this, he's just going to castle, and he's going to probably win back the pawn, and maybe have a slight advantage. And yeah, if you look at the stats on Lead Chess, you'll see actually black scores better in most of these lines. And the only line that white scores quite well is knight c3. So just remember that one. And one more thing is, say if instead of taking, um, white tries f6. So say, I mean, excuse me, black tries f6. So say he's not content to give us a pawn. He just wants to win the knight outright and not even lose a pawn. So this is pretty rare, but here we're gonna just develop. We're gonna develop. Keep in mind the knight, we're already up a piece, and black is wasting some time here. So say if he takes with the d pawn, now we can pick on the queen, and yeah, the queen actually is pretty awkward. So obviously here loses straight away to the fork. Most common is queen d6. Yeah, now we'll take the pawn, and yeah, keep in mind if queen takes, we got this fork. Queen can't take its pins, and then we'll take the queen next. You could also do that in you could do that in reverse order. You could take the queen first. I don't think it matters too much. So yeah, bishop g5. Again, don't worry about memorizing this, but just know that f6 is just not the move. So yeah, black is quite discombobulated. White's ready to castle queenside, put an attack on the queen. They have c6. I just had to show this because it's cool. Castle queenside anyway. And yeah, so he takes. He's going to take, obviously. Otherwise, you're just moving the knight with some kind of discovered check. So he'll take back, say he goes here, trying desperately to trade queens, but we'll check him, and yeah. Okay, you don't have to memorize uh, checkmate on move 21, but that was just too cool not to show. So yeah, f6 is not a move, and really the whole variation is not so good. Yeah, again, remember take with the pawn, not the queen, because black's awkwardly played. Um, yeah, if black wants to check it out and trade queens, this is no big deal because actually we don't even have to trade queens. We can just block with knight. And then if he's so desperate to trade, we can take this way. And keep in mind now we're just a queen pawn up, and without the queens on the board, there's really no danger to the pawn and just be winning this way. So if black knows what he's doing, he'll attack the pawn, hoping to get some kind of initiative after we like try to defend the pawn and go into defensive mode. But we're not going into defensive mode. We're going into attack mode. And yeah, no matter how black plays it, he's going to get